Once again, a warm welcome to you all. This is a fourth time probably I'm welcoming you all. We are happy to have you all here as a part of Projects 3. So Projects 3 is nothing but everything related to women. And before we could initiate today's event, I would request a very good friend, a wonderful singer, Ms. Hema Shri, to invoke the blessings of the Almighty through an invocation song, and then we shall proceed. Hema Shri.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Om Sharanam Sharanam Balaganapatiye Sharanam Sharanam Karimukha Dodeya Sharanam Sharanam Shiva Sutta Binaka Sharanam Sharanam Shri Gananathane Varadatane Paramanandadayaka Gajamukhane Shri Gananathane Varadatane Paramanandadayaka Gajamukhane Sharanadinadu Karuna Sagarani Shri Gananathane Varadatane Paramanandadayaka Gajamukhane Rajarajane Sakala Rajvandyane Devaroga Pariharane Sakala Rajadutane Pushparchita Bilvarchita Sindhuralepitane Pushparchita Bilvarchita Sindhuralepitane Suramuhadakarane Om Sharanam Sharanam Parashupashava Dharisi Kalede Papava Deva Varavabedadu Harasi Kaivilokava Surapujane Maniharane Bhayashoka Pariharane Surapujane Maniharane Bhayashoka Pariharane Brahmandakarane Om Sharanam Sharanam Varaganapatiye Sharanam Sharanam Karimukha Dodeya Sharanam Sharanam Shiva Sutta Binaka Sharanam Sharanam Shiva Sutta Binaka Sharanam Sharanam Shiva Sutta Binaka Sharanam Sharanam. Thank you.
Thank you, Hema. It was a wonderful rendition. And probably
Thank
we
you
will
for
all
the
be a
opportunity.
part of the blessings of the Almighty. Thank you for being with us. Rotary Club of Bangalore, Sheshalipuram. So, a 6-year-old club has been initiated in 2014, and since then has worked a lot related to social cause. We are a part of Rotary Club of Bangalore, sponsored by Rotary Club of Bangalore. And one of the major projects which we have taken up this particular year is Projects 3. So G.S. ಶಿವರುದ್ರಪ್ಪ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿನಗೂ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೆ, ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ. That means, is there anything else which we need to tell you than Stree, because you're the most powerful, you're the most respected, and you're the most important in the world. And whenever we go to any events or any programs, I make sure I tell this. It is the future lies in the hand of women and the girls, because they are the ones who are going to, they are the mothers, and they are the ones who are going to be the mothers of future. So the health of women plays a major role, and that is the reason why Rotary Club of Bangalore Shesharipuram and Rotary International altogether has taken up a project related to menstrual health and management. So Projects 3 deals with everything related to women, from menstrual hygiene sessions, sustainable menstruation, breastfeeding awareness, breast cancer awareness, depression, sexual abuse related sessions, and many more. And we have also seen that young girls of many schools have been taught about menstrual health and hygiene. And today we are here to learn more about sustainable menstruation from a wonderful and great doctor, gynecologist, and bringer, change bringer, I could tell, a person who has inspired us a lot, Dr. Meenakshi Bharat. So, ma'am, first of all, welcome to you.
Thank you very
And
much.
I would also like to welcome the other Rotarians, Rotractors, and non-Rotractor members who are here with us, and special guests who have accepted my invitation and who have joined us. Welcome to you all.
Welcome to everybody. It is wonderful to meet despite the lockdown.
Thank you, ma'am. And the Projects 3 has been spearheaded under the team of young Rotractors of our club, very energetic and
Hello.
enthusiastic. And we would like to introduce our guest. I would like to request the chairperson of Projects 3, IPP Rotractor Apurva, to introduce our guest and resource person of the day, Dr. Meenakshi Bharat, ma'am. Apurva?
Yeah, sure. Audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Firstly, to tell Meenakshi Bharat ma'am is a huge inspiration for all of us. She has given us so much of knowledge about sustainable menstruation that we ourselves who have been now working on menstrual hygiene sessions for government schools, we have turned into sustainable menstruation to giving every education to all the government school and everywhere. So that was a project leap which had taken from the last year to this year by the inspiration of ma'am. So let me introduce about her. Dr. Meenakshi Bharat ma'am is not only a gynecologist and a fertility specialist, but she's also a green campaigner, an advocate for Clean India, a strident voice for garbage segregation and reducing and recycling. She's a gynoc doctor for 35 years, and she was propelled into waste management when her daughter caught dengue in 2007. Prevention is better than cure has always been her mantra, and knowing that garbage produces so many diseases made her take up this not so glamorous task. Garbage segregation is not difficult, and she loves to demonstrate how we all segregate everything in our lives except garbage. So, from garbage segregation to composting to growing vegetables on her terrace and to have a garbage free wedding for her children, she has done on all the one can do individually and spread the message. We have that link, we'll share it with you. It's a wonderful video actually. So, and she does many other projects like Green the Red campaign advocating and use of sustainable menstruation products, a solution that makes the life of a woman very happy during this sometimes stressful period every month. This is a no rash, no trash, and no cash campaign. It combines all her love for gynecology and garbage management. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Morning, everybody.
Apurva. Good morning, ma'am. Would you like to have the slides open? Shall we try sharing the slides, or is it a little later?
Let's use it when we need it. Let me start with it's easier just speaking.
Okay, sure, sure.
We are in this crisis. We are in this COVID crisis, and it's a pandemic, and it's a time where we need to be completely sustainable. We are all living at home, and as we are staying locked down, the whole nature has come around and become so much more beautiful, so much more sustainable. The birds are coming back, the animals are coming back, and we are finding peace in our mind because we are at home and we are not driving each other around the bend. So for sustainability, not only do you need peace of mind, you need to be creating as little garbage as possible. And the only way that you can create as little garbage as possible is to reuse, reuse, and reuse. If you, therefore, you have to use reusable products. To start with, let's all have, which gives us the water that we don't use disposables when we are at home. Only when we go out we use disposables. Let's stop using any disposables. Carry a glass, a spoon, a small plate in the haversack that we are carrying with everything else. When we can do so many things, we're carrying our telephone, plus we are having a charger, plus we are having an iPad. Can we not carry a free reusables wherein we then don't get any infection from anybody and we don't impart any infection to anybody? The moment we use disposables, we are then imparting infection to other people who are going to deal with the garbage. So the less garbage we produce, the less infection and the less problems for the environment. And this is our environment. It's not your neighbor's environment only, right? Whatever happens in the world is happening to everybody. And we have come to realize whether China had it, 4,000, 5,000 kilometers away, we are all affected the same way, whether it's USA, UK, any part of the world, the atmosphere, the environment is the same for everybody. So we need to conserve our environment. So for women, what do? We have over the last 50, 60 years used disposable sanitary napkins, and it has become the norm, especially in the cities and towns, the urban areas. So each one of us is using these disposable sanitary napkins, which is a complete disaster. We use about 15 in a month, and all 15 have to be bought, have to be used, are uncomfortable to use because we get rash, and then we have to trash it. So when we have to trash it, we create so much of garbage. So Bangalore produces 90 tons or 90,000 kgs of sanitary waste in a day. So you don't want to be part of the problem, you need to be part of the solution. So how do we land up being part of the solution? So one is we go back to an old practice where we are using cloth pads, but these cloth pads come with a difference. There is a at all.
Now you are. Now you are. We just missed a little bit. Before you continue, I'd just like to take 1 minute.
Yeah.
We have the youngest person amongst us today, and the most energetic person with us today, our club advisor Neera ma'am. Ma'am, hi to you.
Hi.
Sorry.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We are able to hear you well, and we are really.
Good. You should give me a clap. I installed that camera webcam. I'm thrilled.
Thank you for joining with us today, ma'am. And we shall proceed with the event now. Thank you, Meera ma'am.
So
Meenakshi ma'am, please.
please stop me whenever you have a question so that
Yeah.
that question can be answered immediately. Otherwise, to remember what the question was later on becomes slightly difficult.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.
So let me go back to the cloth pad, which my mother and my grandmother used to use, and people still use in the villages. Unfortunately, the urban areas, we have fallen prey to all the advertisement that's happening on the TVs, which shows us that the disposable sanitary napkins are good. They're actually not good. They're made of lot of chemicals, lot of materials which are not good for our health, and therefore also So there are three problems with the disposable sanitary napkin. One is you have to buy it recurrently. So every month you have to spend anything between 50 and 100 to 150 rupees to buy the pads. You have to use them. When you use them, it ends up giving you a rash. And when you have to, then you have to throw them, and that creates trash. So this cloth pad that my mother and grandmother used to use was only this. And this used to be what we were wearing, just the cloth pad. So the disadvantage was that the cloth pad used to get full of blood, and then it is used to leak onto the clothes that we are wearing. So to avoid that problem, there is a leak-proof material which is made of PUL, which is a lining that is given, and this is put into it, and you can use it without it staining your clothes. When this gets stained, turn it around, fold it like this, put it into a bag that is given with it, and bring it back home and soak it in water for 10 to 15 minutes after you bring it back home. When you soak it in water, cold water, not hot water, the blood goes away, squeeze it out, then wash it with a little bit of water and soap, and then hang it out in the sun. It is important to hang it out in the sun because the sun is the best disinfectant. And in India, we have no dearth of sunlight. So therefore, that is one. Put the new one back again. So 5 of these cloth pads are there and one of it is there. This is a square piece of, a rectangular piece of cloth, and anybody can stitch this. So once this wears off after 2 to 2.5 years, you can get Cora material, buy 1 meter of it, and then stitch it yourself. So then you're self-sufficient for the next 10 years. And once you are 18 to 20 years old, because menarche we all start around 10, 11 years. Once you're 18 to 20 years old, you have something called as the menstrual cup, which is fabulous to use. Now, can I ask, how many of you who are hearing this program, how many of you have heard of the menstrual cup? Is there any way that we can do that? Meera ma'am, have you heard of the menstrual cup? I know you have as much gray hair as I have. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Meera, tell me.
Old way cloth. That's all. I'm aware of it, but I have not seen it.
Okay, so you are like me, wishing that you were younger and that you could have used this menstrual cup, which would have made our periods so much more comfortable without struggling with the rash, the smell, and all the problems that are associated with the disposable sanitary napkins. So tampons are very similar, but the tampon is a disposable item that will sit inside here. It will sit in the vagina and collect the blood, absorb the blood. While what happens with the menstrual cup is the menstrual cup sits in the vagina and it only acts as a receptacle to collect the cup, collect the blood. So all the blood from the uterus will go inside and collect inside this cup, which will then be removed, pull it out, drop the blood in the pot, wash it with cold water, and put it back again. So 1 cup like this, if you buy it, it'll last you 10 years. So remember, I told you the cost of 1 packet of sanitary napkins is about $100. And if you use it, if you're using it for 10 years, you're using about 10 to 15,000 rupees to buy that. You buy this cup. This cup is around $1,000, and you can then use it for 10 years. So $1,000 for 10 years against $10,000 for 10 years. The disadvantage is that you have to learn to use it, and learning is everything. Learning to sit for a baby is a task. Learning to stand and walk is a task. Learning ABCD is a task. anything is a learning process. So one has to learn to put this inside. So when you look at this, you will say, oh my God, this is as big as a Nimbo. How do I fit it into my small vagina? Actually, not as thick as a big as a Nimbo. It is now the size of a Karlekai Bija. And then with some lubrication on it, you put it inside, it goes inside and stays there and then collects. And this you can change once in 6, 8, 10 or 12 hours. But maximum of 12 hours, you need to pull it out, press it down, pull it out, wash it and put it back again. And it is really the most comfortable thing. So do we have anybody who has used this or heard of people who have used the menstrual cup? This is actually the normal size of the uterus, the ovary, and the tube and the vagina. So this is 3 inches, this is 3 inches, and the cup is 2 inches, and it sits inside the vagina very comfortably without any difficulty. Yeah, Srinidhi, have you heard what I said?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. We
It is,
heard you.
it is more, the audio is clear now.
Yeah, it is clear now.
Okay, so I want to understand from our viewers, did this explanation make sense?
If any of you would like to talk, you can raise your hand. We will
this
unmute you and you
menstrual
can
cup is
talk to ma'am.
made of medical grade silicone, the same as the urinary.
Actually, I have heard about this cup before. I have watched so many videos on this in YouTube, and I have a good opinion about this too. But I am a bit scared to use it because I think so it's going to pain me or something. Is there anything like that?
No, it's not a question of it's going to pain you.
Mhm.
While inserting, first of all, you need to have very short nails. You can't have long nails. It's the long nails which will hurt, not the cup that will hurt. 2, you have to put some lubrication on this for the first time that you use. And 3, you need to do this punch down so that the diameter is reduced. Once the diameter is reduced, you squat like you would on an Indian toilet. How do you squat? You squat on an Indian toilet, right? The same way you squat in the bath area of your bathroom and then insert this inside. Then your body angle is at a 45-degree angle to the vertical. So you put it inside. There is anything when you first learn and have to write you are a child, so therefore you don't have any tension because you don't know the consequences of not knowing. But you are an adult now, and therefore your mind is playing a huge role in everything. All of us are scared of everything under the sun. I'm scared of the darkness. I'm scared of walking down the road. I'm scared of, being hit by a motorbike. I'm scared all the time. So we need to remove the scare and live a happy life. So when you remove the scare, so what is it that you are? You're scared of inserting it inside. You're scared of putting it into the vagina. When you have intercourse, this is what goes inside. So looking at you, I would say that you are a young girl, you are not yet married, and therefore you're not sexually active. So maybe that is what is giving you the scare, because you don't know your body well enough. But once you have intercourse, this is what goes inside. So a lot of young girls like you who are scared of putting it inside, put it inside. Put a lubricant on this and put it inside and let it go in. It will open up. You don't even feel it because it is so tiny. When you pass stools, your stools are of this size. When you're passing urine, your urine is 300 ml. This is 25 ml volume. So if your bladder can fill up in front, 300 ml and this at the back, then where is the problem? So you need to say, all right, I'm going to try it. And I'm going to have a little trouble in my first 2 periods, but I am going to be brave enough to try it till I succeed. Unless you say, make up your mind that you will succeed, then you will never. So if you don't give an exam, you'll never pass. Correct? You're scared of the exam, so you don't give the exam, so you don't pass. So this is the same thing, right? You don't insert it inside, you will never have the comfort of having a comfortable period. It's a rash-free, cash-free, trash-free period. You can't have it better. Are you going to, I didn't have an option. I only had the disposable sanitary napkins or the cloth pad. So we took the easy way out. But you have something that is far better than the disposable sanitary napkin. This cup will transform your periods. You won't even feel that you are having your periods. It makes your periods so comfortable. You can run, you can jump, you can swim, you can trek, you can bicycle, you can do anything. You can go into the fields and work. You can do anything with this menstrual cup inside. And there is no rash at all. No smell, no rash, no dog chasing you because it cannot smell any blood. Your bathroom is not stinking. You can sleep in any direction. There are a million benefits. So, but unless you attempt the exam, you will not pass it. So remove that scare from your mind and say, I will try it. I will try it. You can call me back. I will go through the whole this thing as to how you need to put it inside. Once you have put it inside, then you will say, oh my God, am I really having my periods? It's so comfortable that you don't even feel that you're having your periods. Now I'm sure you would want to have that feeling.
Yeah, sure.
Yes or
I'll
no?
definitely give it a try for that.
But 2 periods, it takes you a few trials of putting it inside and removing it. And if you go to the YouTube and put Meenakshi Bharat and put this thing, I can send it to Srinidhi or Apurva, all the videos, and you can have a look at it. And there is a help group also. All right?
Yeah.
Buy the cups that are made in India. So the cups must be approximately 700 to 1000 rupees, not the 200, 300 rupees. The material has some value. Okay, so buy that and use it. And then get back to me and tell me, what was that fear for? Fear is something unknown. The moment it becomes known, then there is no fear.
Wow. Sure, definitely. I will definitely give it a try for that.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. So I go back to this cup. And then when you put the cup inside, this is a dead end. So the cup cannot go above through your uterus and come out of your mouth. It can only stay in the vagina. So don't worry about it. The next thing that you are worried about is when I am lying down like this, with the blood that is connected here, will it go back into the uterus? No. God has made the uterus and the mouth of the uterus a one-way track. Blood can only come out. Blood cannot go inside. So therefore, your blood connects here. So even if you do Shirsasana and you are like this with your head down, remember the head is this side, right? This is the upper end of your body. So when I am standing, the uterus is like this. When I am lying down, the uterus is like this. And when I am standing on my head, the uterus is like this. In any case, this is a one-way road, not one way the way we are using our roads. We always are, breaking the rules. But in our body, there are no rules that are broken. So blood will only come out. So then you will say, but how did I get pregnant? The semen was put here and the semen sample should have gone up to meet the egg here, fertilize and come back. Now, the semen sample never enters the uterus. It is only the sperms that come out of the semen sample that enter the uterus. The semen sample becomes liquid and then comes out. So all women who have intercourse will say post-intercourse, I have a discharge that comes out. That is the liquefied semen sample. As the semen sample liquefies, the sperms are released and the sperms will climb up and go into the uterus and then into the tube and meet the egg that has been released, meet it here. And then the fertilized egg will come down. All right. So the next thing that you will ask, two problems have been solved. One, that there is no blood that goes back. Two, that the cup cannot be lost, has to stay only in the vagina because this is a dead-end road. The next problem is, I have polycystic ovaries. Will my polycystic ovaries get worse? No, polycystic ovaries, it is in the uterus. This is only a receptacle to collect the blood. All right. So the next thing is a question. I pull it out. How do I wash it? Do I need to boil it? What do I need to do? You need to do nothing. You need to just wash it with the cold water that is coming in the sink. That's all. Wash it and return it back. If you are in a place where you think the water is not clean, then don't wash it. Just drop the blood and put it back again, because this blood and this blood is the same. So no problem at all. And once you have washed it, remember that you don't have to put any soap, because soap is alkaline and the vaginal wall is acidic. So just wash it with the plain water. And once you have washed it with plain water and put it back again, then at the end of your periods, wash it, dry it, and then put it back in the container that comes with it. That is all that you have to do. So there is no other problem there is with it. Right. Now, why am I saying that you don't need to use hot water, that you don't need to boil the cup? The made of medical grade silicone, you don't have to boil it. And the reason I say the vagina is an unsterile, does the user have to disinfect the cup, ma'am? Yes, I'm answering your question. The vagina is unsterile because every time we have intercourse, we do not clean our partners with hot water. Do we? We do not. So if we don't need to follow any sterile procedures when we are having intercourse, we don't see on what bed we are sleeping, we don't see on what material we are sleeping. We have people have intercourse in the fields, in the farms, in the grasslands, wherever. So there is nothing sterile about the vagina. So the vagina and the mouth are two unsterile organs. The rectum is also unsterile. The rectum has its own cleaning procedure. The vagina has its own cleaning. So just wash it with plain water. Whenever you think that you have to sterilize it, remember that when you have intercourse, you are not sterilizing anything before you are allowing it into your vagina. Do I have any questions? No?
As usual, I repeat the same concern which everyone speaks about the hymen. So would you like to address the myth about that, ma'am?
Yes, I will. So the hymen is a little tissue with a big issue. All of us have a big issue about it. And your friend who just now asked me saying that she's scared of putting it inside is because we are scared of that hymen becoming loose. Now, this is a small little, imagine this is your hairband, but imagine that this is a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter hymen. So reduce this to 1 centimeter. In that 1 centimeter, there is a hole because you are getting your periods even before you become sexually active. That hole is there. So that 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter already has a hole in it. And when you use this, all that it does is this becomes a little loose. Can you see it? It becomes a little loose. So when you put this inside, this goes there and it comes out, it becomes loose and it's back again. Now remember, any time that I have delivered or anybody delivers, that head that comes out is the size of a coconut. But here, this is a smaller size. And then once you have delivered, your vagina is not open like this for a long time. It contracts and becomes small again. And so this is what happens. It contracts and goes back to being small again. So when you use it, it expands a little bit and then it contracts and comes back to being a normal size. So there's absolutely no problem. People who are not sexually active can use it and nothing will happen to your hymen. Your hymen never ruptures. It only becomes a little looser. Correct? What contraceptive do you use? Usually, or even copper T. The copper T, the thread of the copper T remains here. So there will be a slide which we can show and show that the copper T is not affected, pulled out by this thread. All right. So I will answer that UTI question. The copper T remains here. Unless it is displaced, it cannot be pulled out because the pressure that we use to pull out the copper T is quite high. So this vacuum seal that is produced here by the vagina will not remove it. So therefore, when you remove it, you must press it down, help the seal to be broken, and then pull it out. Correct? Can you see that? Can you see what I have explained? Okay. So while putting it in, you punch it down, reduce the diameter, put a little Vaseline or coconut oil there, and allow it to go inside. Then it opens up and stays there and you don't even feel it. And then you press it like this after 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. Press it like this, the vacuum will be released, pull it out, wash it, and put it back again. All right. As for urinary tract infection, yes, when you are removing it and when you're putting it in, wash your hands so that there is no infection on your fingers. Like I said, please cut your nails, let the nails be short. So the infection, there's something called honeymoon cystitis that tends to happen to all of us when we first start having intercourse. That means between the urethra and the vagina, there is very small, 5 to 10 millimeters of space. So sometimes if you are carrying some infection in your fingers, then you can transmit the infection to the urethral opening and therefore you'll end up getting an infection. It is not because the cup gives you any infection. Just wash the cup with plain water. So did I answer that question? Yeah? I presume I have answered your question. So very few people land up getting urinary tract infection when they use the cup. But once you start using the cup, then the urinary tract infection goes away. All right. So that's another thing. So the fornix is just a dead end. It doesn't do anything. So there is no infection here. You have to stop worrying about infection. Therefore, no douches, no cleaning your vagina with any liquid. Don't use it. The vagina has its own cleaning system. The other thing that lots of women ask is, do I have to shave the hair around my pubic hair? Do I have to shave it? Now, God has put that hair with a set purpose. The purpose is to prevent you from getting infection from outside. Like your nose has hair in it, the same way your pubis also has hair in it. That is how it is made, and we are made like that. So therefore, don't worry about shaving the hair, waxing the hair around your pubis. That is meant to be there, and let it be there. All right, what else? So can we just run through the presentation? We have 15 more minutes.
Sure, ma'am.
Of course, a person with PCOD can conceive, but that person has to remain slim. So PCOD, polycystic ovarian syndrome, has a few problems. The biggest problem is that you can have irregular periods. Now, the irregular periods tend to become more irregular if you put on weight. So during this COVID shutdown, do exercise. And then once the shutdown is over, do half an hour of exercise every day. Remain slim. If you are 5'3", that is 63 inches, you must be 50, 55, 56 kilos. You cannot be overweight. If you're overweight, your polycystic ovary begins to show problems. So first is irregular periods. 2 is difficulty to conceive, but the difficulty to conceive is 25% or maximum 50% of the polycystic ovary patients. Then finally, you can get diabetes. So therefore, don't worry about it. Menstrual cup, go back to the previous one. The menstrual cup is a foreign body. Repeat the question, Srinidhi. The menstrual cup is a
menstrual
foreign
cup
body.
is a foreign substance to our body. So how does our uterus react to this cup?
The uterus has nothing to do with the cup. The cup is sitting in the vagina, the uterus is above. The uterus is not concerned with it. The blood has to come out, the blood collects in this. If the blood doesn't collect in this, then the blood collects in your pads. That's all there is to it. So whether the blood collects in the cup or the blood collects in your sanitary pad, it's the same thing. So when you get up, the blood has collected in this. When you sleep in the night, the blood has collected in the vagina, and therefore you're lying down like that. When you get up, all the blood gushes out. So instead of gushing out, it is sitting inside this cup and being contained. Correct. So right. So go to the next one. Go full screen.
Shall I proceed?
Yeah, please proceed. Next. So how many of us love our periods? None of us love our periods. But if I told you your periods, go to the next, press it again. Press the button. But if I told you that these periods are because you have a beautiful hormone that produces your periods, that makes you a woman, that makes you beautiful, would you then say that I don't want my periods, I hate my periods? So therefore, these hormones that produce our periods are the hormones that give us beautiful skin, give us a lovely body shape, makes our breasts develop. All these things are there. So therefore, we must love our periods and not hate our periods. Next. So I already told you that we have about 400 periods in our lifetime. 12 periods a year into 40 years is about 400 periods. And we are spending 2 months in a year having periods. It's a long time to suffer. Therefore, if you use a menstrual cup, you will not have any suffering. Next. So disposable sanitary napkins and tampons are both not good for your purse, not good for your body, and not good for the environment. Next. So we perceive that these pads are convenient, they are thin, they are leak-proof, and they are hygienic because they are white. But in actuality, they are not. They are really made of plastics. They smell, they stink, they have to be thrown, they cannot be reused, cannot be recycled, and clog the drains. Next. That's what the pads are made of. So Srinidhi, you can actually share this whole presentation with all the people who are online today and more.
Sure, ma'am.
No problem.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
No.
so these are the things that the pads are made of, and it is quite disheartening to see that we are wearing things so close to our body, like, you know, styrene, which goes to make the car tires. Next. So pads produce itching, pads produce urinary tract infection, pads produce malodor, and pads produce a bulge. But this produces nothing, doesn't do chafing of the thighs, no urinary tract infection, there is no contact dermatitis, there is no smell, and there is no bulging of the pads. The tampons are just absorbing the blood, and therefore they make the vagina dry. Therefore, you get an itching. Next. And then the environment impact is terrible. You have the dogs that are busily tearing your pads, and it's exposing the women who are working, men and women who are working, and exposing to the dangers of the infection. Next. Incinerators are no-no, because incinerators need to burn at 800 to 1000 degrees. The incinerator, small incinerator in your house, is working at less than that temperature. Next. It has been implicated, the dioxins have been that are emitted from the pads, from the plastic that the pads are made of, is one of the carcinogenic agents. So when you use this medical grade silicone cup, it is medical grade. If your father or mother has had a stent in the heart, then that is made of the same medical grade silicone. The catheters, urinary catheters that we all use, is made of medical grade silicone. So it does not harm the body or the uterus, as somebody said. How will the uterus react to the menstrual cup? The uterus does not react to the menstrual cup at all. Actually, the uterus reacts to the pad, disposable sanitary napkin, because the disposable sanitary napkins have dioxins, and these dioxins in the long term will, for somebody who is susceptible to cancer, will accelerate the development of cancer into the person. Next. So waste pickers are impacted. Next. It clogs the drains, so you have men or women who are manual scavengers, who are called Safai Karmacharis, who have to go into the drain and pull it out. So I'm sure none of you would like to be responsible for this young man to go into the drain to pull out the blockage that happens because these pads swell up 1:30 times. Next. So impact on the health. A lot of you will have abdominal cramps. When you use the menstrual cup, the abdominal cramps also vanishes because there are no toxins that are irritating your uterus to produce the cramps. Next. Biodegradable, everything is available, but biodegradable pads are expensive. Biodegradable pads have to be thrown, and it is the same problem like the disposable sanitary napkins. Next. Next. So the two solutions I've already told you, menstrual cup and cloth pads. Next. Next. So healthier, greener, easier to use, less money, leak proof. Next. You have to wash it, soak it, wash it, and dry it in the sun. It's important to do that. Next. Next. So the difference between the cloth pads that we use down the edges is there's a leak-proof layer. It is easy to dry it. It lasts 2 to 3 years. And you are using new material. You're not using old material. Next. 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 A set of pads will last you 3 years. That means you are saving 360 pads from going to the landfill. So this was discovered in 1930s or invented in 1937. But like mass rapid transport, it didn't come into the forefront till the last 20 years. Next. So you are lucky people to have the option. There are many varieties of cups, stemless, loop, all that. The loop and the stem is only to help to pull it out. Next. How to insert is what I have told you. Next. It only acts as a collecting device. The cup acts as a collecting device and nothing else. Next. Menstrual cup that's where it fits. Next. So if you're a tampon user, that fear that you have in your mind is not there. You can easily use the menstrual cup. Next. So these are all the insertion things I told you. Cut your nails. I told you lubrication is necessary and there is a learning curve. Next. So if you can use your telephone, then you can learn to use this without any problems. And women who are married or who are sexually active have no problems in using it. So remove that fear from your mind. Use it and have comfortable periods. You can make the choice once you're 16 or 18 years old. Like you choose a profession, you can make the choice. Like you choose to wear high heels, you buy a high heels for 5,000 rupees, or you buy a perfume for so much of money, you can make the choice to use the menstrual cup. Talk to your mother, let her also use it, because if she is 40 or 42, she can use it for the next 6-8 years and be comfortable. So don't be scared of inserting. Next. Cleaning, I've already told you, never forget to remove the cup at the end of the period. It is important because it's so comfortable that you can forget it. So please put an alarm on your telephone and say cup needs to be removed at 10 p.m. tonight. And then put it again so that cup is removed at 7 a.m. next morning. That way. All right. Next. All right. This is for unmarried girls. I've already explained to you that the hymen is a very small area and the hymen only expands, nothing else happens to it. Next. This is for the person who wanted to know, can I use it if I have a copper T inserted? See, you can use it very comfortably. The copper T does not come out. If you have a gynecologist who is telling you that that is dangerous, please give me her number and let me talk to her. Next. So how much blood do you bleed in a period? Nothing more than 4 tablespoons or 60 ml. This cup holds 15 to 23 ml. So it can easily hold your periods. The pad only holds 5 ml. The disposable sanitary napkin or your cloth pad only holds 5 ml. This holds 15 to 23 ml. So very easy. And you don't bleed more than 50 to 80 ml at any point of time. Next. Advantages, as I've already told you, you feel squeaky clean, no trash created. You don't have to remove it when you pass urine or stools. Next. no backflow. Next. So less frequent changes, not affected by rain, and you really feel like you're not wearing anything. Next. Your periods become so comfortable. Everybody can use it. There is no disadvantage at all. Right? Next. So your periods now are a private affair because you don't throw anything. You don't have to go to the pharmacy to buy pads. So your pharmacy man doesn't know you're having your periods, and your mother-in-law doesn't know you're having your periods because your bathroom is completely clean. Your husband is so happy that the bathroom is not stinking. Advantage, advantage, advantage. Menstrual cup is only advantage. Next. So become a cup word. Convert to using a cup and make yourself happy from age 18 to age 50. 20, 30 years, you can have wonderful periods instead of struggling with your periods. So it's a rash-free, trash-free, cash-free period. Next. So how to spread the word? Unless you use it, you cannot talk. Now you will turn around and say, Dr. Meenakshi, did you use it? I used it only once because I'm not having my periods. But I said I must insert the cup inside to understand what it feels to have a cup inside. I put it inside and then I did yoga. And after finishing my yoga class, I came back, had a bath, and then pulled it out. What's the advantage of having a bath? It means that it makes your muscles relax and therefore you can pull this cup out very easily. Okay, and then the rest you know. You are more savvy than me. Next. Disadvantages are only three. It's upfront payment has to be made. Therefore, you think it's expensive, but it's only 10% of what you would spend in 10 years. And yes, there is a learning curve. Next. All this I've already told you. Next. Next. I don't think you belong to the generation that had seen anything but gas. But all of us have seen when we were cooking on the kerosene, when we were cooking on the wood. When this conversion happened, we were all very scared. But now everybody uses the gas stove. Next. Every new idea passes through 3 stages. It cannot be done. It can be done, but is it worth doing? And then you turn around and say, I knew it was a great idea. Next. So wishing all of you happy periods. Make it rash-free, cash-free, and trash-free. Okay? This is just a comparison. So when you have so much time now that you are locked down, continue to read through this, and if you have any problems, call me up and ask me. My number is there at the end of this presentation. Also, for your babies, don't use disposable diapers. Use cloth pads. Next. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Yes, ma'am.
On a lighter vein, you talked about being a bit obese and not able to conceive. Those days, they used to say, "Nooru vaatti arasamaratte suttu." That is the same result, no? Reducing weight.
Yes. You have to lose weight. If you want to get pregnant, you have to be on the slimmer side. And the previous generation did not know about polycystic ovaries. So they were the people who didn't get pregnant. But most women were so slim. I remember my mother, I'm struggling at 60 to remain slim. My mother was automatically slim. because there used to be no junk food to eat, and there used to be no sitting in front of the television. You were always walking, you were always doing something. Just flow, go. What was that? Shridi,
Yeah, ma'am.
please read that last message. So I'm sure
I'll stop.
my grandmother had 13 children. So fertility was not a problem. It's a new problem.
Question is,
Yeah.
Amrita ma'am, do you want to ask by yourself?
Sorry, it's not clear.
Amrita,
So ma'am, please do
Amrita,
connect with
ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ.
me. It'll be lovely to meet you once the lockdown is done, and it would be really nice.
Meenakshi, congratulations. The message is strong and simply, understandably delivered. Congratulations.
Ma'am, the question was if the flow of, if the bleeding is more, will the cup be able to take it?
So at no point of time will you bleed more than 10 to 15 ml in 6 hours. You have to titrate it and, check it out yourself. All right. So therefore, how much. I told a disposable sanitary pad holds 5 ml of blood. This holds 15 ml of blood. So therefore, you have to, the way you put salt, you have to learn. On the second day, maybe you have to change it once in 6 hours. On the third day, you'll change it once in 8 hours. On the fourth day, once in 12 hours. So you have to figure out your body and your bleeding.
And President-elect of Rotary, Shankara Park, Ranjini ma'am is here. Ma'am, welcome to you. Ma'am was talking about the same thing, ma'am, whether the virginity will be maintained by using menstrual cup. Just a second. Meenakshi ma'am, we can hear
anybody.
you.
Yeah, I'll
Now,
be happy to do training anywhere.
Okay.
Provided you are not asking me to come to the other end of the town, okay? Thank you everybody for listening.
And I would like to just pose two questions to you finally before we go to the vote of thanks. There are many students here who are with us, young college girls who actually, and those who are young professionals who have just got into the jobs. So periods is a big concern for them, especially just got into the jobs, working professionals from college. They have just entered into the
college students who actually
young college girls and professionals, working professionals who just got into their jobs now.
So for
offices.
young college students, if they are scared of using the menstrual cup, it's quite fine. They can use the cloth.
No, ma'am. If you would like to give suggestions of how to handle periods during the working hours or the school, college hours, one or two tips, because pain and uncomfort is a concern for them. Let's try. Okay, ma'am's here. Meenakshi ma'am, can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. Tell me.
Just 1 second.
So you're talking about young students?
Yeah, students of college and young working professionals who have just entered into the work. Now, periods is a concern for them because of the pain and uncomfort, especially during the working hours.
Yes.
Would you like to give any tips for these, how to handle it? Of course, some of them get terribly disturbed because of the periods. So if you would like to give certain tips.
So the disturbance because of the periods is because you're using disposable sanitary napkins, which make you feel uncomfortable, which gives you a rash, which gives you a stink. Now, those of you who are scared of using the menstrual cup, please start with using the cloth pads. The cloth pads are comfortable. Yes, you have to wash it, but you wash your panty, you wash your blouse, you wash your pant, you wash so many things. You learn to wash this also. So there's nothing yuck about washing the blood that collects on the pad. So learn to wash it. So wash that. Those of you who are going to use the menstrual cup, both the cloth pad and the menstrual cup help to reduce your pain during your periods. So it is just a win-win situation for you. You need to learn. Haven't you moved from the non-smartphone to the smartphone? All of us have moved to the smartphone. All of us have learned to use this. So these two are the smart menstrual practices. Learn to use smart things. If you can use the smartphone, you can learn to use this without any difficulty. The cloth pad initially, and then move to the menstrual cup. You just have to do it. You have to try it. You have to remove that fear from your mind. I have answered, I think, every question that you would have thought of.
Yes.
If I haven't, then send me a message and I will send me a WhatsApp message and I will answer it for you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, Purva.
There'll be one common question in everybody's mind that how many numbers should they have it? If they have a 5-day or 7-day periods, how many menstrual cups should they have, or how many cloth pads should they have, ma'am?
1 menstrual cup for 10 years. And the cloth pads there are 5 pads like this and 1 behind. And that is a set, and that will last you, even if you bleed for 7 days, it will last you. So don't worry. And when you use the cup, your period actually becomes 1 day shorter, because there is no last day of spotting that happens. All of us have spotting, no? That last day of spotting is not there. So it's like I told you, it's a win-win situation. The only problem is you must remove that fear from your mind. The moment you remove the fear from your mind and learn to use this smart product, then periods is a joy, no more a problem.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope all the questions have been addressed, and we were really happy to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And any more informations, if you want to ask about, you can always text ma'am through WhatsApp. She is very much available to us. Secretary Lavanya, I request you to deliver the vote of thanks before we close the event.
So please send that presentation to everybody and let them get it. Also, I will send you the video so you can do that.
Sure, okay. Lavanya.
Yeah, I would like to express the gratitude on behalf of RCBS to the speaker of the day, Rotarian Meenakshi Bharat, ma'am, who graced us with your guidance. Your guidance is very, very precious to us, ma'am, I'm sure. Thanks for such an informative, interactive session, ma'am. We would depend on you for your wise counsel.
Always.
I'm sure people here would agree me. I would request you all not to. I would request you all not to restrict this information within yourself. Please do share this across everyone. So it's the need for the women of all ages.
Also,
and yeah, I would make a sense of
everybody
appreciation to our young and
hi. So also everybody
I
is.
would make a sense of appreciation.
Just a minute, Lavanya. Yeah, ma'am, please.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody is donating for the people who are stuck outside their homes, donating food, donating all sorts of things. Please donate a set of cloth pads of 300 rupees to the women. Our periods will come whether we are in a flood, whether any situation, it doesn't matter, we will still get our periods. They do not have the money to buy anything. Like we are giving them food, let us add this to the package, 1 per lady. It would help them enormously.
Lavanya?
Sorry for interrupting, Lavanya.
It's okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I make a sense of appreciation to an young and energetic club advisor, Rotarian Meera, ma'am. I guess she's here. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And I would like to thank DDRR Rotractor Krishnarjan for joining us. And would like to thank our co-zonal Rotract representative, Rotractor Chandamuthu. Thank you for joining. And the team of Project Spray, Rotractor Apurva, IPP, Meghana, Treasurer, Rotractor Manaswini, the President-elect, Rotractor Bindu, Director of Sports, Rotractor Dr. Pooja Prasad, Rotractor Ranjana, Rotractor Prerna, and Rotractor Divya Anand. And would like to thank all my fellow Rotractors for joining this session. And thank you all so much for your effort for joining this session. All your presence made the difference. Again, thanks to everyone for being here. Hope all stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you all. Over to President.
How many
Thank
people
you,
were
Lavanya.
attending this
Thank
program?
you for your presence too. We had 51 highest count, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I would also like to place my thanks to President-elect Rotarian Ranjini ma'am from Rotary Shankara Park who graced us, and all the Rotractors of Government College of Nursing. Very enthusiastic team, and the entire team Projects 3 for running this event. Special, my invitation was accepted by my sister. Thank you, Akka, for coming. And Dr. Chandrasekharan, sir, very famous psychologist. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. And also, I would like to place my thanks to Rotarian Guru Nagesh, sir, without whom this event would have never happened. Thank you, sir, for providing us this platform to have a wonderful meet for such a long time. District Literacy
you,
Committee
Guru
Chairman
Nagesh.
Guru Nagesh, sir, thank you. And also to Hemashri for the invocation song. Thank you all for joining us. Wish to stay in touch. We are coming up with another session like this the next Sunday with another topic. So wish to see you all in the same enthusiasm. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all so much.
So keep me connected. I would also like to
Sure,
join.
sure, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.